This show has been really going up and down lately in terms of my approval rating. Right now, it is really below the approval rating. And of course, spoiler warning, I'll be talking about the episode a little bit, but this is mainly my thoughts about the writing and how it's basically turned into a repetitive and pretty much slug of what it used to be. But let me talk about first the episode for just like a couple of minutes. I really like the scenes with Corlys Velaryon. I think those scenes have been very good, especially with expressing his emotions. Some of the dialogue, I'm kind of just like, okay, why do we have to say this? But other than that, the emotion that he shows, like in the beginning of this episode, has been great. The Daemon scenes have been very interesting. Like the one with his mother, I was kind of like, oh, that's disturbing, but it kind of serves a purpose in its way. But quite frankly, for me, I kind of was more disgusted than interested in what that was supposed to tell. But other than that, like the other scenes with Daemon have been very good. It's very detrimental to the plot moving forward and the ongoing war. And basically the setup with the small folk seeing the beheaded dragon and how it's riling up everyone. I really like these scenes where it's setting up the rest of the season while also giving us a idea of how these small folk feel about certain dragons being killed. And by the way, I feel like I have to mention this, but Ryan Condal said during his interview that Meleys was a beloved dragon for the small folk, and yet did he forget that Meleys was also the dragon that came through the ground and killed hundreds of them? I think he kind of forgot there. Other than those parts, this episode felt so off. I didn't enjoy it as much as I did with last week's episode and episode 1. This episode just didn't feel like Game of Thrones. It felt like a CW show with its terrible writing. Like the Team Black small council meetings, my mind is instantly thinking, great, there's going to be another scene where Rhaenyra is either being questioned because she's a woman or because she's incompetent in this war, and the men in this room are either playing dumb or they're playing too recklessly. And quite frankly, this guy here, Sir Alfred, I think he's the smartest guy in the room. For one, like I mentioned in previous episodes, we're already in this war. Instead of talking about trying to make peace and trying to take our time, why don't we actually just act upon this war? Talk about it. Before small council meetings, I love them because in Game of Thrones and even last season, it was so intriguing to hear people talk about their strategies, their war, and even just like background or details of the show that doesn't really matter, but it's just interesting to hear about. Now it's just every time there's a small council meeting, it's always, oh, the men are talking about men stuff and the women don't like it because nobody's listening to them. Like every time we cut to the Blacks and their small council meetings, it's never about, there's no synergy with her council members. It's always bickering and arguing about Rhaenyra being a woman or Rhaenyra just not being listened to because she is a woman, and then the men are always trying to tell her, hey, you should do this, you should do that, and she's like, no, I don't want to do it. How about you actually do it and see what happens? Like it's so tiring, and it's fine the first time, but when you do that every single episode, it gets so tiring. It's so boring. Like, yes, I get it. Men are bad. Men are reckless. Yada, yada. Can we actually move on to something else? Something more innovative? Like, can we talk about something that's new? I'm seeing a lot of stuff online saying that this type of writing is called like boss lady writing or Twitter writing. And quite frankly, I kind of believe that because I feel like this is just a new trend that I'm seeing with writing. Like, and it's not just House of the Dragon. I see it in big budget films, and I'm quite frankly tired of this. And out of all the things that I watch, House of the Dragon should not have writing like this. Like, we're talking about the same universe as Game of Thrones, where they kind of talked about sexism in Game of Thrones, but in reality, it was about classism. It was about the institutional culture, the individuals, rather than just because you're a sex that you're better than someone. And that's what I really liked about Game of Thrones, because it's not just surface level thinking. There's multiple layers to each person, whereas House of the Dragon, it's either you're female and you're good, or you're male and you're bad. And with Rhaenyra's character, she's just too perfect. In the books, she's reckless, she's aggressive, she's just flat out a true Targaryen. But in this show, I get it, she's supposed to be like her father Viserys, who's supposed to be peaceful and all that, but it really doesn't work when you're trying to make her your main character, because now she's become flawless. Everything she does is right. Everything that she is just perfect. And that makes a boring character. There has to be some flaws with the character in order for there to be good writing, to give her a story arc. But there is no arc. It's just her complaining and whining about why she can't do certain things. And it's not just the girl boss writing that's bad about this show. It's just some scenes just feel so CW. Helena shows up as Aemon is staring at the throne, and Helena just asks, was it worth the price? Where was the meaningful dialogue? Where has it gone? You know what, I hope that the writing gets better in the show, but I mean, this is the halfway point, and this is basically what we've been getting for writing. And for some reason, it just feels so weird. Like, some episodes are just great writing, great direction, and then the other ones are just, what the fuck? Am I watching a CW show? Like, it's so weird. It's very inconsistent, and quite frankly, it's getting exhausting. So, as a big Game of Thrones fan, as a big fan of House of the Dragon, I hope that they fix this type of writing next season, because if the rest of the season's like this, then I'm probably going to just fall asleep through most of it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like. And if you want more videos, please subscribe to the channel. We are so close to 500. Is it 500? Oh crap, I forget. Let me quickly check. Yeah, we're almost at 500 subscribers. So if you want to support the channel, please subscribe. And comment down below. Do you feel like the writing has been slacking lately? Do you feel like the writing is okay, or do you feel like I'm wrong? Just let me know down below. I'd like to hear your opinions. And of course, like I said, I upload 2 videos a week, so yeah, check them out. Stay safe, stay beautiful. Love y'all.